Well, we've succeeded in getting the circle to bounce back and forth, and back and forth, and back and forth, simply by asking, while we're moving right, have we gotten to the edge? If we've gotten to the edge, then change our state in both directions. That looks a little messy to me though, so I'm going to try to actually think through this a little bit and maybe do the same stuff that's going on here, but maybe write it in a way that's a little bit less ambiguous regarding what's going on, or just seems a little bit tidier. Now, the reason this is sort of as kind of messy looking as it is because I am doing the direction sensing and the actual moving all in the same clump of code. What I'm going to do is separate those two things. I'm going to separate the direction detection and the actual moving into separate clauses. To do that, well, first what I'm going to do is hit this run button so that we no longer are distracted by that. There we go. And I'm just going to start from scratch. Essentially, it's very, very similar to what we have. We're going to do an if we're moving right, we're going to do a bunch of stuff. And if we're moving left, we're going to do a bunch of stuff. And in this first section, what I'm going to do is going to try to figure out if we're reaching any edges. So if we're moving right, I want to now check, same test as before, if our x-coordinate is, well, I'm going to reverse, pardon me, the logic. If our x-coordinate is greater than or equal to the game width minus the circle width. So if we're basically in contact with the right edge, then we know that we should no longer move right. So if I'm moving right and I've hit the edge, well, we don't want to move right anymore. If I'm moving left, and I hit the left edge, if I've gone off the left edge or if I've hit the left edge, then I want to start moving right. All right. So here is our direction detection as a block of code, chunk of code. It's not technically a block, it's a chunk. If I'm moving right and I have either contacted or gone off the right edge of the screen, then, well, no, we're not moving right anymore. We should be moving left. Move right as follows. If I'm moving left and I go off the right edge of the screen, then I should start moving right. So that is my direction detection. Now here I'm actually going to do the move. And this logic is very straightforward. If I'm moving right, I'm going to move right. Otherwise, I must be moving left. Oops. There we go. And that's it. It's a slightly cleaner version. Here we've got our direction detection. So we first determined the direction the circle should move. here. Then after we figured out the direction it should be moving, we actually do the move. It's a little bit cleaner, a little bit less spidery, a little bit less this and that and the other thing. I find this logic a little bit easier to grok than the previous example. Question is, does it work? The answer is yes, it does. All right, that's it for fundamentals of sprites. We'll be starting user input next. Don't know if I'm going to actually do videos for those, or if I'll just delay those until next week. But in the meantime, be sure you practice these examples, and if you can think of any things that you can do to play with these examples, you definitely want to do that. Till next time, cheers.